So, my name's Kristal from Coastal Lawyers, and I'm here with Olivia today, who's our wills and estate planning lawyer. Hi, Olivia, how's it going?
Oh, good, thanks. How are you?
I'm good. So, we're doing a few little videos while we're in lockdown. And the thing we're going to talk about today is social media, which anyone who is on Instagram, can you see my phone? Knows that we just love Instagram. So I wanted to talk to you about how do you protect your electronic assets in your will, or can you? Because I certainly know a lot of our followers on Instagram and Facebook have such large followings, and for a lot of them, that's their business is their social media accounts. And so, how can you go about either protecting that or passing that on, or what are your options when it comes to estate planning?
Yeah, so it's a really interesting area, and it's not something that a lot of people consider. When we're thinking about wills, we're thinking often about gifts and who we're going to give this to and how's that all going to work. So we're really looking at, assets and debts and all of that.
Yeah,
But we
your
live.
house, your super, I guess the bricks and mortar type things, the physical things. But for our generation, we're in this new world of there's a lot of, I guess, our wealth or, life experience that's gone into building online platforms. And so it's quite interesting. Where does that fit in?
That's it.
It
We live
does.
this new digital media age,
Yeah.
and we're using our platforms every day. And so I guess, it's really important for us to think about, well, what's going to happen to that? What's going to
Yeah.
happen when I pass away? So there's a few things there. Under your will, what we can do is put a specific power in for your executor to be able to deal with them, to
Yeah.
manage those digital records and accounts that you have, so that they actually have that ability to go in there and administer them.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we need to give that express power so that they are able to do that. So that's one thing there.
And so just to go back, remind everyone what an executor is. Everyone who's,
Good point.
maybe even done a will, they're like, what's this executor thing?
Yeah, absolutely. So the executor is that person who you're appointing under your will to administer and carry out your estate. And what that means is they're the big boss.
Yeah.
They are going out there, getting all your assets, bringing them into the estate. They're
Yeah.
making all the administrative decisions day to
Yeah.
day.
So they're your person in a way. They're the one that you're really putting a lot of trust in to
They
do
are.
all of the things once
They
you're
make
not around. You
That's
make
it.
it happen.
And
Yeah.
making it happen. So that's the person. So we want to give them the power to be able to actually deal in these social media platforms. But of course, that comes with a bit of a logistical question. Well, how are they going to get access?
Yeah.
We're constantly having to upgrade our security and our passwords and making sure that we're all protected so that, we don't have someone fraudulently accessing our social media.
Yeah.
One really, easy but important way that I suggest to my clients is to essentially write down on a piece of paper, try and keep up to date all of your passwords for all your social media and just pop that in with your will. Of course, you are going to need to update this quite regularly because we do continually update our passwords.
Yeah.
If we don't have that, we're really limiting our executors' ability to be able to actually manage them. So
Yeah. And so that password in your will, where would you keep that?
well, essentially, you can keep a copy of your will and letter just in your filing system.
Yeah. Somewhere secure.
Yeah, or your original will is probably stored with your solicitor or with your.
Yeah. I know we store them, and that's just a service that we offer. So it shows the trust, I guess, that you placed in your lawyer. So they could always include their passwords in that document.
Definitely. If you would prefer, you can absolutely just send the letter through to your lawyer and they can put that in safe custody as a copy.
Or I know there's a lot of good password apps these days too. So it might be that if the master password, so to speak, for that app is with your will, and then you keep your password app updated. You could do a whole video on passwords. How do people remember what their password is?
I wish I knew. I don't know. And I'm constantly having to, get like a text
The reminder.
Yeah,
I know we've done it ourselves. We're going, what's the password?
Yeah. It's a logistical nightmare. So
yeah,
you can
only imagine what it's like for somebody who's going through the stress of, having lost a loved one, to then try to navigate what the hell is the passwords. Like, that's enough to just send anybody over. So I think that's, a really important thing to consider.
It is. And then, of course, there might be your personal wishes. So I know that on Facebook, you can actually, you can have that administered. So you can have a legacy account.
Yeah, I saw that.
It's viewable
yeah.
and somewhat interactive. And that can be a really, really nice memento or a really, really nice thing, so that people can sort of still access it and have a moment.
Look back, And I know that I sometimes get notifications for birthdays for people who have passed away, and it's actually, I find it nice because I just think, oh, that's a reminder as well. And so then to see that interaction, and it brings, people together to discuss different memories you have of that person. So I personally like that too, but then others might find that that's really triggering to have that reminder every year, and might not want that to be constantly in your newsfeed. I notice sometimes it says people you may know, and it even comes up with people who have, passed away. So that might be another reason why, it really is a personal choice as to what you want to do with that. So I think it's really important aspect to cover.
It is. And everyone's going to have different wishes. And so that is something we really need to include in a letter of wishes, which is essentially that document which is providing some specific directions to your executor that aren't necessarily binding as such, or they're not a gift. So it's not something that you're going to put in your will, but they're equally important to really give that information to your executor, so they're making the right choices and really giving your own wishes, giving yourself that voice, which is essentially what your will and all your estate planning documents are. So
and you're really empowering your executor as well, then, because they feel confident that they are acting in line with what you would have liked, rather than sort of guessing. So I think it's a really empowering thing to do. And I guess that probably brings us back to how we do wills and estate planning at Kristal Lawyers. Is it really is that bespoke approach? So it's not a one size fits all, because some clients might not even be on social media, and others might have, multiple accounts. So when we do estate planning, we're looking at all aspects of our clients' lives that are unique to them. So I know that we did a video on pets. Some might have pets, some might have social media, some might not have none. So if somebody does want to get their will done, what's the best way that they can go about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So what we'd be saying is to jump onto our website, the Kristal Lawyers website. Under bookings, you can just with a click of a button book in for a discovery session, and I'll jump on and have a good chat with you about your circumstances and what estate planning documents might suit you, and under those documents how we can structure things to really fit in with your life and to make sure that your wishes are going to be expressed.
Yeah, that's great. Well, thank you so much for chatting to me.
Thanks so much.
And I will chat to you soon.
Take care. Speak soon. Bye.
Bye.